Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
And welcome back to Studio 94.9. It's the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. I'm Nate Wild once again, and I got our guests joining me today. The Seers, Sean and Brian. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nate.
So, let's start off, if I could. Let me just get like a bio from you guys about the Seers, you know, your sound, how you got together, the synthesis of the band, that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. We are an indie folk rock, variety rock duo from Fort Collins. We both graduated Poudre High School. We've been playing together about 15 years. We got this giant repertoire of about 800 songs now. We're learning new songs all the time. Like to take requests. We like to write a lot of original music as well, which brings us here today. Brian, you want to pick up there?
Yeah, we've been writing and releasing EPs and full-length albums since 2000. I think the first one was 2010 for the Seers. And we steeped in the Rocky Mountains and really happy to be releasing. It all depends on how you count it because we have a couple of garage albums.
Uh-huh.
But I would say that this is going to be our fourth full-length album.
Okay.
And it's entitled Better Days, and we're going to be releasing it in May here, which we'll tell you more about as the show continues.
Sweet. Right on. So how did you two come together as this idea of the Seers?
Well, we were in a jam group called Wasabi for many years. It's really kind of funny because it went full circle. Sean and I started out playing together, piano and guitar, much as we're going to do today. And then we found some other folks down at the open mic that were really good musicians, and we linked up as Wasabi and played that way for a number of years. And we found that there was a lot of material that we were writing together that Wasabi just wasn't getting around to. And we felt the need for another creative project of our own. So on our way back from some mountain town, I can't remember which, we were talking about what the band name would be, and we brainstormed and came up with the Seers, which was relevant to both of us because Sean's mom actually almost named him Seers. And
Whoa.
Like the store?
like no, Seers.
Oh, so like the actual band name.
Like the actual band name.
Okay.
Which she decided not to do.
Thank God.
Yeah, and and for me, it's just finding different ways of seeing, different ways of picking up on situations in life, and basically having another way of sensing the world around me, because you need to be able to see in a lot of ways to be able to get by.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we should fill everybody in that Brian is blind.
Everybody that doesn't know, yeah.
And he's been blind from birth, and I gotta add, he's a heck of a nice guy.
He's
and
great.
You don't play in a band with someone for 15 years if they're not very nice.
Yeah.
And
No, that's very true.
We've seen that happen a lot, come and go, where people can be nice, but then they can be very difficult. And Brian's always been very approachable. And one of the reasons why we liked that name, the Seers, was that people feel comfortable talking with Brian, and we've always thought that Brian has a very good sense of people, that he sees people, that he kind of he can see whether or not someone's a good person very, very quickly. I think he's got a very good judge of character in that way. And so we were just kind of joking about, man, yeah, you see people better than most people.
Yeah.
And so we were, I was like, yeah, we just call it the Seers. And we're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I told my mom, and then she's like, that's wild. I had a dream when you were in my belly that I should name you Seers. I don't know how to actually.
Really? So you didn't know about this when you came up with the name?
We did not know about it.
Wow.
When I came up with the name. And she was floored. And I was floored. And I was like, that's freaking crazy. And she's like, yeah, Sean. Your name's Sean. That's the closest name I could come up with to Seers and still have you not get made fun of in elementary school.
Wow. That's a trip.
Isn't that wild?
It's fate.
It really was.
It's prophecy.
Totally.
It did seem like it was fated because at the time, Sean and I and a friend of ours were all throwing out names, and I said, "Hey guys, what about the Seers?" I don't even really know why I said it. I just kind of thought about it, and then everybody was quiet, and Sean and Clint were basically just like, "Yeah, that's it."
Nice.
And then there was no more discussion needed. So.
When we get quiet, that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
happened there.
Yeah.
Sweet. That is awesome. I love that. What do you say we play a tune?
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
So this one's called Out on the Horizon. Can you tell me about this one?
Yeah, I started writing this song, experimenting with different ways to come up with lyrics, and around the idea of looking out on the horizon and seeing kind of that point where as far as you can see, but you know there's something a little bit beyond that. That's kind of the idea anyway.
All right, very cool. And this is a new tune, too, correct?
It's a brand new tune. It's off our new record called Better Days.
Fantastic. All right, once again, the Seers are with me today. Sean and Brian, this is called Out on the Horizon. Take it away.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sky was sinking and I don't know why. You pulled a night in a stormy sky. Sun was nearly vision off a plane. Kaleidoscopic a particular way. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Shades gathering up at the bar. Early memories of soulful offers up. Nearby waiting till the shocking came. Described himself a particular way. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Yeah, out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Mama said, child, trapped a workaround in Chinatown. Found an and we were so went down. Fevered poppy knows the game. Kaleidoscopic a particular way. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Yeah, out on the horizon, a few words to call your home. Out on the horizon, a few words to call your home.
Hey.
Nice. Out on the Horizon, the title of that tune. The Seers are joining me today, Sean and Brian. Now, tell me, first of all, let's start with Brian. How did you get into playing music originally?
You know, I had so much time as a child to listen to records. I lived on a 10-acre section of land, and other neighbors of ours had the same thing, 10 acres. Mm. So, you know, the other kids were always out there riding their bikes and doing all kinds of other things. I couldn't keep up with them. But boy, I could put on some headphones and sit and listen to records. And I just was so curious about all the little sounds I could hear, the sound of the hi-hat cymbal, the sound of this and that.
Yeah.
So I kind of started to figure out that certain songs had something in common. I couldn't figure out what it was because they were very different songs otherwise. But I started to figure out that they were in the same key, and I started playing really simple chords on the piano, and that's how I discovered what I was hearing. So I finally got to the point where I was able to hear notes that were being played on the records, and then go to the piano and play really simple versions of them. And I basically discovered other sounds and other chords and passing tones as I went. So my music really matured along with my mind. And it was just something I was always drawn to. I loved music. I loved listening to it. I spent so much time. When I was 4, I loved big band music.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
And I just the sonic qualities of big band music just enraptured me. I started writing really simple songs and putting simple chords together, and pretty soon I was taking chords that I'd learned and arranging them in new ways, and which was the beginning of songwriting. So,
Wow. That's awesome. I love that.
That is awesome.
Sean, what about you, man?
I was in high school and I thought playing guitar would be a cool way to meet girls.
Like most of us, yeah.
No, it's a little. I guess it's a little bit more than that. I also fell in love with classic hippie culture, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Old music, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, Pink Floyd, the Beatles, Abbey Road. I mean, these records just kind of had this mythical mystery to them to me, and they still do. And that's one of the things that actually cemented Brian and my friendship before we were in actual formal bands. We both liked a lot of the same old classic records. And we both, I guess that's an understatement. We both loved those records.
Yeah.
And Brian's one of the only dudes I knew that would want to just listen to records instead of watch movies or watch TV.
Yeah.
And that's what we'd do. We'd just put on music and listen to it. And that's, that's kind of where our deep repertoire comes from as well. But I think, just out of the love for the music. And I inherited a guitar, a really awesome Gibson hollow body,
Nice.
ES345 from my grandpa. Just kind of came in the mail one day.
Wow.
Or at least that's how I remember it. My mom actually brought it back with her when she was visiting her dad, but all of a sudden I just had this beautiful electric guitar, same guitar B.B. King played, and I started studying Eric Clapton and B.B. King and Duane Allman and all the guitar greats, and just wanted to take that as far as it could go.
Sweet. Well, cool. What do you say we play another tune here?
That sounds great.
Black and Blue is the title of this one. Can you tell me a little bit about this song?
Yeah, sure. This is the token love song of the record. It's kind of about longing and feeling beat up after you leave a relationship, but no, you're getting through it. I really like what Brian did on the piano arrangement and the vocal harmony on this one.
Sweet. All right. Well, another brand new tune also, correct?
Yes, it is. Another one off the new record.
Here you go, everybody. Exclusivo. Black and Blue, it's the Seers. Studio 94.9. Take it away.
Everything seems so black and blue. The only thing I think about is me and you. Wish there was something more I could say, but I feel my words escape. So what's the thing to do? Just put on some days. Don't tell me it's through. I want the rest of my days. And I'm slowly getting over, slowly getting over, slowly over you. And I'm slowly getting closer, slowly getting closer, slowly getting through. when everything seems so blue and gray. Cloud in my mind on a sunny day. Wish there was something to clear my eyes, but I'm swollen up inside. So what's the thing to do? You just put on some days. Don't tell me it's through. I want the rest of my day. I'm slowly getting over, slowly getting over, slowly over you. I'm slowly getting closer, slowly getting closer, slowly getting through. I'm slowly getting over, slowly getting over, slowly over you. I'm slowly getting closer, slowly getting closer, slowly over you.
Yeah. Black and Blue, brand new tune from the Seers. Brian and Sean are joining me in the studio today at Studio 94.9. So you mentioned a few of your musical influences, your Pink Floyds, Allman Brothers, things like that. Brian mentioned the big band when he was really, really young. Any other musical influences, just as you personally as a musician, that really kind of got you going, I guess?
I mean, really, for me, all of the progressive rock from the 1970s, bands like Supertramp and Traffic and Alan Parsons Project, really, a lot of that stuff is very keyboard heavy, and I could listen to it and picture what the guy was playing.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe there were certain things I couldn't, but for the most part, I could picture what they were doing, and I thought, man, this really resonates with me on a spiritual level. I really feel like this is the kind of music that I could develop myself, and you know, and one day hopefully write songs that would reach the magnitude of this. So yeah, as I was listening, yeah, I definitely did not become a big band horn player.
I figured as much. That's why I wanted to ask. Yeah.
But you do play the tuba.
I did play the tuba and the baritone in the school band.
Really nice.
You know, I did all that, but I mean, a lot of people did that. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really the progressive rock. I mean, bands like Yes or Rush, or all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really inspired me to challenge myself, and to, you know, it's not just a basic C major, A minor,
Yeah.
F major, G major thing here. You know, there's a lot of other things going on, and these chords are very interesting. And so I really got into a lot of dissonant stuff for a while. A lot of people thought I was hitting wrong notes on the piano with some of the songs I was writing, and you know, it's like that Beatles song on I think that was Yellow Submarine. You might think the chords are wrong, but they're not. We just wrote it like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's awesome. Low Spark of High Heeled Boys.
Oh,
love it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Nice.
One of my very favorites.
I gotta say too, we've been more lately. I mean, there's so much amazing music right now. When I was in high school, used to think, oh, this modern music is trash.
Yeah.
Why can't it be more like the good old days? And now we're both blown away. There's so many great bands out there doing so many amazing things. It's really amazing. And we've more recently been getting into songwriting and digging into old outlaw country and having fun with the kind of songs. I don't know how to say that better. You know, the whole craft of making songs has been an inspiration for both of us in this round particularly.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, cool. Let's play the last tune, why don't we, of the Get Together. It's called You May Cry. Another new tune, correct?
This is another new. Yeah, these are going to all be off of our Better Days album.
Okay.
We're having our CD release party at the Downtown Artery on May 13th.
Nice.
7:00 start, and we're stoked to share this work. You May Cry was kind of it was a song about how a lot of people never really find love in their lives, and they go through life trying to find it, trying to see the light, trying to learn how to give to somebody else. But what it comes down to is you're kind of a wandering soul, and you know, and it might be a long time before you really see what you're looking for. And I was in the verses, it's kind of the guy, I guess, is what I picture. And then in the choruses, it's kind of the female perspective.
Right.
And at the end of the song, it's definitely the female perspective. So it was kind of an experiment of going back and forth between perspectives, which is really what I kind of got into at the end of 2013. For whatever reason, I wrote a few songs that were that way, and this is one of them.
Sweet. All right, cool. Once again, the Seers are joining me today. This is called You May Cry. Take it away.
1, 2, 3. You may cry like a child when you don't get what you need. Left to wonder sometimes, is there someone there for me? Have no fear, you're my friend. There's a lot left to complete, but there's a world outside that's free, and it's calling out for me. You were with me all the time, but you know that's not quite right, you are deceiving. Yet somehow you make a mind to pray to the God in me you think you're seeing. But you're the only reason you're standing here today. On the brink of revelation, say to yourself you don't believe, you're losing your mind. We all do it time to time. Try though we might, never seem to see the light. And it seems that if we do, it might be later on in life. There's a way where there's a will, and in your mind you're doing time. In your mind you're doing time. Yes, in your mind you're doing time. All the time, but you know that's not quite right, you are deceiving. Yet somehow you make a mind to run to the door when you have no good reason, just left to leave it. This goes on for too long. These impressions that are so strong rolled off and fine, you can let it go with love eternally. Oh, why make a mind stay away most all the time? Just come home, just come home. I've been waiting half the night. Oh, why make a mind stay away most all the time? Just come home, just come home. I've been waiting half the night. Oh, why make a mind stay away most all the time? Just come home, just come home. I've been waiting half the night. Oh, why make a mind? Don't think I'll ever get you right. Don't think I'll ever get you right. Don't think I'll ever get you right.
Yes. You May Cry, the title of that tune. The Seers are joining me, Brian and Sean. You know, it's funny. I moved here in like October, and you guys were one of the first bands I saw at the Equinox.
Awesome.
And we've been kind of talking back and forth just like sporadically. Finally, we get to do this, And these guys are so much fun. Like, you should hear the stuff that they're saying when we don't have the mics on, or before we turn the mics on, I should say. But anyway, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, we definitely don't let go of our will to have a good time, especially here in the radio studio. So
we like to play.
I love it. All right, so tell me what's next for the Seers. What's in the future for the Seers?
Well, we've got a full-length album we are releasing and celebrating on May 13th, Saturday, May 13th, at the Downtown Artery in Fort Collins. We're super pumped on this record. We've been working on it for over a year, and we're going to do an acoustic set, an early acoustic set, and a full band set, and special guests, and the whole party fandangle. 7 p.m. start, Saturday, May 13th.
Sweet. And then any other gigs?
Foco MX, we're doing Saturday night Foco MX at 9:30. That's April 29th, I believe. And a handful of other things. All of our shows are on our website, theseersband.com.
It's SEERS. It's not the store.
No, that's right. Though somebody did try to convince us to change our name to Sears and Row Hack or something. I can't remember. It was more clever than what I remember now. We're like, well, we'll think about that. And apparently we didn't think very hard about it.
Nice.
We dismissed the idea very quickly.
I don't blame you. Well, cool. I just want to thank you guys so much once again for coming in, sharing your music, sharing your stories with us.
Yeah, Nate. Well, thanks for making a slot for us, man.
Absolutely.
And thank all you listeners out there for being rad.
You guys are beautiful.